Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Sister Sandwich. This is Coach Purpose here with part two of Don't Dismiss What Didn't Kill You. If you didn't get a chance to listen to episode one, please make sure to go back and do so. I know that every time I listen to it, I get a new nugget, a new jewel, and I get a little bit more information about how to really dig into what made me. The whole idea is to tap into who we are, what we've been through, and the challenges that we've overcome, and then have those act as coping mechanisms on our way to our greater self. I want to dive into this part a little bit more because I want to give you real doable actions that you can start today that will make a difference in how you deal with obstacles that will come as you make your way to fulfilling your purpose. But first, here's a little info for you. If you hadn't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. That's right, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast, all in one place. Try Anchor. The Sister Sandwich is brought to you by Live on Purpose Media, LLC. We hope that you become an avid listener. Make sure you tune in on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. You can also catch Coach Purpose on Instagram at Precisely Purpose, as well as Facebook at Purpose. We look forward to bringing you more and more episodes just like this one. So make sure you participate, tell a friend, and join us here at The Sister Sandwich. All right, so episode two, part two of Don't Dismiss What Didn't Kill You is probably going to be one of those conversations that resonates far or long after you've listened to this podcast. You see, we have a tendency of dismissing so many things as it relates to ourselves. We're creatures of sadness, creatures of negativity. Why? Because it's easier to be negative. Negativity is a larger force than positivity. Even though it brings us down, and even though negativity causes us issues and causes us stress, positivity is more difficult to live in. And here's why. Society has a nasty habit of only showing us the bad of the world. Whether it's social media, whether it's television networks, whether it's the news, we have a habit as a culture of magnifying negativity. And as consumers, we consume large amounts of negativity. From the television shows that we watch, from the news shows that we watch, from what we take in on social media, we just have a breeding ground for negativity. So when it's time for us to take stock and reevaluate our lives and really look at the impact that our experiences have had on ourselves, well, girl, we tend to only pull out the bad stuff. We make a habit of pulling out the bad stuff. And then, this is what really gets me, sis. Not only do we take out the bad stuff and look back on our experiences in a negative way, we take that thing and we beat ourselves with it. We find what we did wrong in situations. And that's really not a bad thing. We can do that. We should do that because learning from mistakes is important. But girl, we don't go from that angle. We don't go from the angle of, let me reevaluate my experiences so that I can learn from them and be a better person. No, that would be the positive way to do things. And we're conditioned to be negative. So we take them and we beat ourselves upside the head with them. For instance, I want to know why I didn't do this. I should have done that. If I was a better this. So we turn it around and we make those experiences be negative. Now, I know you're saying, well, they are negative experiences. I did not have a good time when I was getting my butt kicked, coach. And I get that. But we have to shift the paradigm. We can no longer accept negativity as our responses. There is always something good to take out of our experiences because God took us through those experiences. Whether He was by our side or whether He ushered us straight into them, these were designed to make us who we are today. So instead of beating ourselves up with those things and being unforgiving and being just plain nasty to ourselves about things that we should have looked at as a learning experience, instead of doing that, we should take them, evaluate them for their face value, for what they are really meant to usher into our lives, and let that fuel our fire to be who we really are supposed to be in this life. So here's the thing. When I say don't dismiss what didn't kill you, you have to understand that I'm coming from a place of, I know that you've had some things happen to you. And I know that you've experienced some bad stuff, whether they be at your own hands against yourself, because that's very possible. We tend to be very nasty to ourselves, or whether they came at the hand of others. I know, sis, I know that you made it through this stuff. I know, because I too have overcome so many things. What I'm telling you now is not to dismiss it. People have a habit of thinking that if I just ignore it, if I just dismiss it, it'll go away and I won't have to deal with it. But what if we took those experiences? What if we took that pain and let it drive us, let it motivate us? And let's take it a step further. What if we looked in there and found the greatness of ourselves within that pain? Because as you listen right now, and though you may still be dealing with a bit of pain, you are on the other side of that thing. And for the sister who's listening, who's going through it, listen, I'll go through it with you. And I know that you're going to make it. You know how I know? Because I made it through some things that I should not have, through some things that came to destroy me, through some things that came to kill me, sis. So I'm familiar with what it's like to go through. I'm familiar with what it's like to stand at the door of a thing, knowing I've got to go through that door. And I know what it's like to come out on the other side. And because I was able to dig deep through the layers of the negativity, through the layers of the hurt and the pain and the lies and the disease that came to kill me, because I was able to look past that and see the message inside of it, I no longer dismissed it. You see, when people ask me, why do you talk about cancer so much? Why do you tell people you a 3-time cancer survivor so much? It's not because I want to wear a badge of honor like I made it through something and I did something, because I know if it had not been for God, I wouldn't be here today. But what I do know is is that I stood at the face of that thing and I made it through it. And so anything else that comes to in between myself and the future that God has shown me has got to go. I can dismiss it easily because I know the truth. And the truth is that those experiences came to teach me a lesson. The truth is that I am a warrior and I'm able to fight off obstacles, roadblocks, and anything else that tries to come between me and my destiny. I know that I am here for a purpose, and I keep that very clear in my mind. When I start a new project, when I start a new thing, that purpose is always top of mind. And what drives me is where I've been. Let where you've been drive you. Don't let where you've been keep you from being the best version of you. I'll be back in just a sec. To finish up, don't dismiss what didn't kill you. Okay, so what are our takeaways for this particular discussion? What can you take away from this discussion and use now for the obstacles and the roadblocks that are coming in between your future? Number one, deal with every problem head on, every challenge head on. Do that first before all other things. How do you do that? With strength and courage from your past. Make a list of all of the things that you've been through, all of it, all the bad, no one else will see it. Once you make that list, make another list of all the characteristics that you had to get through those things. Be very specific. What type of person did you have to be in order to make it through those things? What adjectives specifically can you use to describe the person who not only walked through the door, but walked all the way through the storm and came out on the other side? Number two, take that list of adjectives that describe who you are, girl, and apply them to the obstacle. You might have to put those characteristics in the categories. For instance, resilience, strength, the ability to talk or the gift of gab, the ability to make other people laugh, the ability to laugh at yourself. Maybe you're an empath. Maybe you can feel others' pain or others' feelings. Be very specific about those characteristics so that you can put them in buckets. When you have your buckets full of characteristics, you'll know which bucket to dump on that obstacle, right? Number three, write your affirmations. Say them to yourselves, I'm sorry, ladies, every morning and every night. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am an overcomer. I eat roadblocks for breakfast. I am love. I embody peace. I will touch a million women. I will usher women into their purpose, no matter what comes my way. I am strong. I am loved by God. I am protected by God. I am God's creation. No one can bring me down. No thing can bring me down. I am stunning. I am confident. I have a huge amount of high self esteem. I am highly intelligent. These are the things that you want to talk to yourself about. Don't have meaningless conversations about I gained 10 pounds with yourself or I could have handled that conversation differently. You should always be working to improve yourself. Yes. But first, start with loving on yourself. Do those three things, sis. And I promise you, your relationship with obstacles, roadblocks, and anything else that comes to try to stop you, comes to try to kill you, comes to try to take you out, your relationship with those things will change. Their impact on your life will get smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where you're just like, whatever, bring on whatever's next. You have the ability to move mountains within inside of you. Any creature who can give birth and hold a whole other human being inside of themselves for 9 months and still be alive. Well, sis, you can move mountains, but you got to take that mountain piece by piece. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? All right. Never dismiss how strong you were. Never dismiss how resilient you were. Never dismiss how easy it came for you to make others laugh or make others think and take the pressure off of yourself. Never dismiss how strong you were to go through those treatments and make it on the other side. Never dismiss how amazing you were to be able to withstand the things that you had to go through and still here you stand. You are amazing, sis. I love you. And I'm so glad that you decided to listen to the Sister Sandwich. Never dismiss what came to kill you because at the end of the day, sis, you won. Make sure you tune in and tell a friend to listen to the Sister Sandwich. I might step on your toes, but I'll love on you all at the same time. This is Coach Purpose. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Precisely Purpose and also on Facebook. My name is Purpose on there as well. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Episode 3 should be coming right around the corner. Peace.